Hi, my name is Kyrie Miles. I'm a senior at Loganville High School, and I'm going to be sharing a bit of my story here with you today. I was born and raised in church. I've been going to the same church since I was 6 days old. My dad was the youth pastor, so we'd get to church really early in the mornings, and eventually I just started helping out. I would help him out if he needed anything to set up. I would help out the kitchens if they needed any help with communion or getting coffee ready. And eventually it just snowballed into me volunteering for more things. I would help out at VBS if I could. I would lead the younger kids in the dance routine that they did to all the worship songs. I would help out my mother if she was volunteering in the nursery on Sunday. And that just kick-started my passion for Jesus and my love for serving him in any way that I could with the talents that he's given me. In 2010, I got to go to a mission trip with my family and church in Juarez, Mexico. It was sponsored by a charity called Casas por Cristo, which in Spanish means Houses for Christ. We went and we built a house for a family in Juarez that did not have anything, and it was just an incredible experience. I was very young, so I only got to stay for the first day, and then I went to stay with my aunt who lived in Texas. But I still got to experience the conditions that some people have to live in every day. I mean, they have nothing. And it just was a really humbling experience to be able to go and see, I may not be considered rich by American standards, but if you just take a look at the whole big picture, we're so blessed and lucky to have the life that God has given us here in America. And so that was just a really humbling experience, and I'm really glad I got to go on it, even though I was only 9 or 10 years old. So on November 30th, 2010, I accepted Jesus Christ into my life, and I was baptized. And my brother and I both actually got baptized on the same day, and we decided that we wanted to start our youth group. And we'd been talking about it for a while, but the timing just seemed right at the point. So we started that Wednesday. He was playing guitar and did some vocals, and then I did the lead vocals. And it was really cool because I got to, lead worship at a group where almost everybody was older than me, and looking out in the crowd and just seeing people raising their hands, surrendering to God. It was just another incredible experience, and I'll never forget the first time where we sang a song and it really just everything clicked together. People were singing out in the audience. You could feel the presence of God in the room, and it was just absolutely incredible. And I knew at that point that music was something that I wanted to continue to do for the rest of my life. So I talked to my dad about it, and when I was 12, I joined him up on the main worship stage. I started just singing backup vocals, and I absolutely loved it. I could not get enough of it. I just always wanted to be on stage singing and using my gifts that God gave me to the best of my ability, and I felt like that's the way that I could best honor him at the moment. So I continued singing on stage for quite some time. I started playing piano when I was 16 up on stage, and I would play any special instruments, like when we sang the David Crowder song about letting chains fall. I would get a bucket and some chains and we'd drop those, and that was really cool. I'd play flute during Christmas time. Fast forward to about a year later, and I was still on stage singing with the main worship team, and my brother and I restarted our worship band for youth group. And at this point, we had grown our youth group, so my best friend Sydney joined us up on stage doing backup vocals. Our friend Noah joined us playing piano, and our friend Matt started doing guitar or drums, whatever he felt like that day. And things were going pretty well, and I decided that I wanted to go on another mission trip. So around the same time, my grandmother had been sick for about a year, and she passed away, and her life's work was mission, and we decided that the best way to honor her memory would be to go on a mission trip and build some houses in her honor. So the summer of 2017, I got to go on another trip. This time I went with Casas por Cristo to Guatemala, where my uncle and aunt were based doing missions work. So we built 2 houses there in her honor, and it was just another incredible experience. This time I got to stay for the whole week to build the house, and it was just amazing. I got to build a house alongside my family and some members from my grandmother's church, and we all just worked together. And I remember the very last day, the family thanked us at the dedication, and they made us a meal from some of their chickens. They made us some tortilla bread. It was just so humbling because these people, they had, next to nothing. And once I heard a pastor preach at my church, and he said, he was talking to a lady in Nicaragua, I believe it was, and she said, in America, you guys have things in Jesus, but here in Nicaragua, we just have Jesus. And, I really got to see that lived out by the people in Guatemala. And it's something that I'm going to take with me and remember for the rest of my life. So as far as school goes, probably the most influence that I had throughout high school was in my marching band. I joined when I was in 8th grade, and I just absolutely loved it, and I knew it was something that I'd want to keep doing, even past my high school career. So sophomore year, I auditioned to be in leadership, and I got in, and I just worked my way up the ladder, and this year I became band captain. So I got to, influence the entire band as a whole rather than just my small section. So my goal for the year was to create a stronger community, because I knew that a lot of these kids, they were, just starting out high school, and they just needed somebody to guide them and put them on the right path. So I started with my own section, the flute section, and I just, I loved on them. I tried to, help them in any way I could. And it's just been amazing this past year and even years before that, watching them grow into the people that they are now. And now I don't just consider them my section, I consider each and every one of them my family, and I'm so proud of them and everything that they've done. And it's just been so great watching them grow these past couple of years. I'm very excited to go off to college at UGA, and I cannot wait for all the new opportunities that await me there. I'm hoping to get involved with the Redcoat Marching Band and the CCF Christian Campus Fellowship at UGA, and hopefully maybe one day I can get involved in worship there. And I just want to thank you guys for your consideration. Thank you.